Hi, welcome to Incredibly Loud and Very Close. This is the most claustrophobic I've ever been in my life because I'm trying to use a green screen. You'll be able to tell, I'm sure by now, whether it works. It's inherently pointless because I take up the entire fucking thing. Yeah, I wasted a bunch of money on this shit. But at least you don't see the unmade bed. Let's key in a picture of the unmade bed. Thank you. Hello. Okay, so why are we here today? Because Brian De Palma, that's why. So I've seen 10 Brian De Palma movies at this point, and I'm gonna go ahead and count down those 10. I'm gonna rank them. So I haven't seen everything. I haven't seen Carlito's Way. I haven't seen The Untouchables, and a lot of them I haven't seen in like 10 years. I haven't seen Scarface in a long time. I haven't seen Carrie in like 6 years. But a lot of them are fresh, and a lot of them I've watched this year, and a lot of them I've rewatched many times. So I feel confident doing a top 10 Brian De Palma list. And this video was supposed to come out on his birthday, which is on 9/11, which is weird. But yeah, I've been fighting with this fucking green screen for about a week. And you may ask yourself, why Brian De Palma? That's my Talking Heads thing. That's my once in a lifetime bit. You may ask yourself, why Brian De Palma? Why am I doing Brian De Palma video? Well, he is a very interesting filmmaker because he's a true auteur filmmaker. This is auteur deluxe, after all. He has a very definitive style, but he has an interesting filmography because he has straight up blockbusters. I mean, grandma knows who Scarface is. A 10-year-old knows who Scarface is. Everybody knows who Scarface is. It's so in the lexicon of like Cribs and Vice City and all that shit. He's got super blockbusters like the first Mission Impossible movie. He's got a weird rock opera for whatever reason in Phantom of the Paradise. He's got classics like Carrie. Like he kind of morphs between genres. Like he has true blue horror classics in his filmography. So I think he's an interesting filmmaker. I think he's an important filmmaker. He just turned 80 for crying out loud. So yeah, let's go ahead and rank them. Number 10 is Greetings from 1968. This is a weird one. This is an experimental one. It's not very woke, which I don't necessarily look for in movies at all. I don't really care. But this one is kind of painfully unwoke, and that's a factor. It's funny. It has a good performance by De Niro, an okay performance by De Niro, like worth watching if you're a super De Niro fan or a super De Palma fan. But other than that, you don't really need to watch this one. De Niro plays the same character in this one that he does in Hi Mom, and I think Hi Mom is way better. Definitely see Hi Mom before you go seeing Greetings. Number 9 is Raising Kane from 1992. This is another kind of weird one. It's kind of a mess. It doesn't really work at all. Like everything he's doing in this movie, stylistically, story-wise, as far as the twist, he's done better in other movies. So yeah, this is a weird one. The performance by John Lithgow is great, though, so I'm always game for John Lithgow as a villain. His performance, just the character that he plays, I don't want to give anything away, but it's worth seeing just for that character. So that is my number 9, is Raising Kane from 1992. Number 8 is Sisters from 1972. This is De Palma kind of flirting with Hitchcock for one of the first times, or he flirts with Hitchcock in all his movies, but this is one where it really starts to work. And I like it. It's okay. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I always expected it to be darker. This is one of those movies that had been on my watch list for like 7 or 8 years, and then I just finally watched it this year. I always thought it was going to be darker than it is, but it is kind of dark, but it's kind of goofy too. The William Finley character is a little goofy, but it's just goofy enough, and it's scary enough. Scary is not the right word, but I mean, it is a horror movie at the end of the day, and it works on that level, kind of. So for that, yeah, it's number 8. Number 7 is Hi Mom from 1970. This is like kind of a sequel to Greetings, but you don't really need to see one in order to see the other, which I made the mistake of seeing both. But yeah, skip Greetings. Just watch Hi Mom. It's a great performance by De Niro, funny performance by De Niro. It's almost an opposite Travis Bickle. Like Travis Bickle's this brooding, lonely, kind of intense character. This guy is also a Vietnam vet, but he's kind of he's trying to find his way, but not anywhere in the same tone as the Travis Bickle character. He's gets into computer dates, which I guess were a thing in the 70s. I didn't know that. But he gets into computer dates. He gets into peeping. He has a camera that he has fixed on different windows. And this movie takes one of the most insane left turns. This is like It's OK Computer and then Kid A. This is whatever movie came before this, I guess. Greetings, and then Hi Mom. It's an insane left turn right in about the middle of the movie, third act of the movie. It takes a crazy turn, and it's worth it just for that. I don't want to spoil it. See Hi Mom. If you're a big De Palma fan, see it. If you're a big De Niro head, then see it. But yeah, if you're just casually watching movies, you don't really need to see it. But if you like experimental movies, which I've really gotten into this year, The Telephone Book was a great experimental movie that I saw this year, and other examples that I'm blanking on right now. Number 6 is Scarface. What do I really need to say about Scarface? I mean, I've seen it a million times. Actually, I haven't seen it a million times. It just feels like I've seen it a million times because I played Vice City for many hours, because I watched MTV's Cribs for many hours, and the Ice-T episode where I think he has a whole pool room devoted to Scarface, and it's just so in the culture. That scene in Belly with "The World Is Yours," the song "The World Is Yours" by Nas. It's just ingrained in hip hop culture, ingrained in movie culture, and just wigger culture. So yeah, Scarface is great, but for me, I haven't seen it in 10 years. I don't care if I don't see it for another 10 years. It's fine. I kind of do want to see it now that I'm more into movies in general, and kind of see what De Palma was doing visually, and like just to inspect the shots a little more than when I saw it when I was 15. But it's not top 5 for me. There's movies I like way more by De Palma. Number 5 is Dressed to Kill from 1980. This is full-fledged Brian De Palma aping Psycho, basically. This is as most like Hitchcock as you're gonna get that I've seen so far by Brian De Palma, and it's great. Even though I hesitate to say he's aping Psycho, but there are a lot of similarities, but they're very different, and they both work. It's more paying homage, and it's not. It's more of like a spiritual sequel, spiritual whatever. I don't know. I'm failing at the word right now, but it's Psycho adjacent. That scene in the subway car is incredible. It's just very tense and just back and forth, and got the creeps kind of going after the Nancy Allen character, but then she's trying to run from them, but she's accidentally running towards the main antagonist. And yeah, this movie has enough twists and turns to keep you very occupied, and just an interesting script, and I really liked it. I think it worked. And number 4 is Mission Impossible from 1996. This is one where I kind of hesitated to watch it again, because it's one of those movies like, yeah, Mission Impossible, I get it. I can basically play it in my head. But you really can't. You need to watch it again, or watch it for the first time, because it is very stylish. It is a blockbuster movie, but it's more stylish than most blockbuster movies that I can think of off the top of my head. It's got those Dutch angles, those like kind of tilted, skilted angles. Very cool, very quick cuts in the beginning. It feels very 1996, but it's supposed to. That's when it took place. Like, it doesn't really take anything from it. You're not like laughing at the technology. Like when you watch The Wire, or for me at least, when I watch The Wire now, it has to have that old technology, but you look at it and you're like, oh wow, we really use cell phones like that? Oh wow, a payphone. Oh wow. It doesn't feel like that in Mission Impossible, even though there is pretty old technology. It's era appropriate, and it works. And there's some really good stunts, there's some really good set pieces, that whole helicopter in the subway thing. There's a really good first person scene where they're at some banquet. And then those cool masks. I don't know. I'm watching all the Mission Impossibles right now. And if you think that the first one's not that good, go ahead and do yourself a favor and watch the second one, because it's fucking terrible. It's completely unstylish. And well, it's stylish in its own way, but not, you can't fuck with a De Palma Mission Impossible, in my opinion. Number 3 is Carrie from 1976. This is another one, much like Scarface, that I haven't seen in a long time, but I'm confident putting it top 3 because it is so good. And it's one of those ones that it pops up for Halloween shit all the time. Like those kind of videos, those channels that I follow, pops up on like Cinefix, on Watch Mojo, any of those channels that most people follow that are into film. So all the scenes are kind of fresh in my brain, even though I haven't seen it in like 6 years. Just the opening scene in the shower, the obviously the prom scene with the darting eyes and the classic De Palma split screen, and it's a competent horror film. I mean, it's in the horror canon. I think it is, and I think it's interesting when directors do that, because you don't think of De Palma as only a horror director, but he made a movie that's in the horror canon. And also that ending, I would always forget there's that jump scare at the ending, which he actually filmed backwards and then played it forwards to make it extra surreal. That's a cool scene. I love that scene. Uh, yeah, good twists, good turns, good casting. I think Sissy Spacek she looks young, but she also looks kind of, I don't know, if world weary. Just that look on her fucking face, like she's seen some shit, and especially when she's bugging her eyes out of her head doing the Carrie shit. Uh, it works. It's really good casting. I haven't thought it was really good casting when I've seen Sissy Spacek in anything else. That movie Affliction, that show Homecoming. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of stuff with Sissy Spacek, but she's Carrie. I don't think of her as anything else. So yeah, another really good one. Nancy Allen, really good again. Number three, Carrie. And number three is 1981's Blowout. This is a movie I truly love. This is the first Brian De Palma movie that I really got into, and when I say that, I kind of gave away number one, I think. And the funny thing is, it's kind of a miracle that I ever even saw Blowout, because it's one of those movies where I would just see it in discount bins all the time. And now I don't think that really means anything. Like, you see a movie at a discount bin, you're like, cool, okay, either I know this movie or I don't know this movie, and it's on a discount. Great. I don't think it really devalues it. But yeah, back in the day, you would see it like a Walmart. I used to work at Circuit City, and I would see it. It would, the discount bin, just that tub of movies that everyone goes through, it would just stare at me. And it was that terrible cover of Blowout, like the standard DVD version, that black with the big stark white face of John Travolta screaming, which is a bad representation of the movie. I don't even think, is that shot even in the movie? It's a horrible cover. Anyway, long story short, it's a miracle I ever even saw this movie, because that cover is so off-putting. And in the day, you did think like, oh, this is a fucking dollar bin movie. What is Blowout? What is this? And I think I mixed Blowout up with Blow Up, which I still haven't seen. Uh, that's a fucking side dish. But yeah, so this movie, it's his best movie in my opinion. High suspense, high tension, good story, cool conspiracy stuff, cool performances by John Travolta and Nancy Allen. Uh, it's just good. It's really good. It's cool. It's the whole idea of that world of the guy capturing sounds and doing field recordings and like splicing tape together. That's an interesting world to me. I've always been interested in that kind of stuff. So it's interesting to see that on film. You very rarely see stuff like that. So I thought that was cool. The only other movie that comes to mind, I'm sure there's more, is The Conversation. But yeah, just to see that world fleshed out in a movie, and it felt realistic. And there's that great shot of when he's looking for the tape, and it's just rotating throughout the room and just showing his shit everywhere, just his tapes, his field recordings, just everything, all his equipment. So yeah, really cool movie. Kind of hard to pin down why it's so cool, evidently. But yeah, amazing ending. I love the ending. I don't want to give it away. And it's got a really cool set piece towards the ending with a car chase. Yeah, just intense. John Lithgow as a bad guy again, always good. So yeah, that's my number two. And number one is Phantom of the Paradise. You saw this coming. If anyone knows me, they saw this coming. Phantom of the Paradise, 1974. One of my favorite movies, just period, let alone Brian De Palma movies. I love this movie. It's fun. It truly harkens back to the day where you're a kid and you go see like Hook or the Muppets. I don't know what the fuck you see when you're a kid. Wayne's World. You go see a movie when you're a kid and you come out and it's like, oh shit, this was my favorite part. This was my favorite part. No, wait, this is my favorite part. And then you will go home and you watch it again and then you see all your favorite parts again lined up. This movie is that for me. And that's rare as an adult. That's very rare as an adult that it's just this lined up of your favorite parts over and over again, and you can't decide which one's your favorite because each one's your favorite and you get excited for every new sequence in the movie. That's how I feel about that movie. The music is great. The soundtrack is great. It stands up on its own. You can listen to the soundtrack having never seen the movie and still really enjoy it, I think. I'm not really a big 70s music fan, but that is kind of saccharine poppy enough that anyone likes it. If you don't like music by Paul Williams, I don't know what's wrong with you. So that's basically why I even have this channel, is to make people watch Phantom of the Paradise. I've been preaching it for, I think one of my first videos I did was Phantom of the Paradise before I really knew what I was doing, because now this is just a sheen clear production that's really good. But yeah, watch Phantom of the Paradise. Don't watch this. Watch Phantom of the Paradise. I'm not sure where it's available. There's a great Scream Factory, Shout Factory DVD. There's a great Arrow DVD, but those are only in the UK. So UK viewers, if we have any. And that shot of the Phantom running through down that hallway is iconic. Edgar Wright is a good proponent for this movie, a good advocate of this movie, and there's a great video of him talking about it. I'll link it in the description. He does a better job of it than I am right now. I'm drained. I've shot this video like 4 times, fumbling with this big fucking dumbass green screen. So anyway, those are my top 10 Brian De Palma movies. What are yours? What are those? Comment, link, subscribe. Thank you. I'm on Letterboxd at Auteur Deluxe. I'm on Twitter at Auteur Deluxe. I'm on Instagram at Auteur Deluxe. I actually made a fucking TikTok at Auteur Deluxe, which has a lot of it has clips from the channel, but it also has content that's not on the channel. So if I don't know, do people use TikTok over the age of 13? So thank you. Stay hydrated, wear a mask, and have a good day. Thank you. Bye.